All right, it's kind of a gloomy day out here in Los Angeles, but we just got out of the Microsoft press conference here with Patrick and Brad. New dashboard, Halo 4.
Welcome.
Everything you saw on Xbox.com a couple hours ago.
Yeah, all this Kinect stuff that you probably don't necessarily want.
You'll feel even more connected to your game, so to speak.
Yeah, what do you think?
You sound pretty jazzed coming out of this press conference.
I don't know what to think. Yeah, I'm still kind of like rolling it around my head. Like some of it seemed all right, but a lot of Kinect stuff and a lot of stuff I don't necessarily want to do with Kinect, like play every Tom Clancy game.
Yeah, this was a very safe press conference for them. Like, they're the industry leader at this point. Like,
yeah.
Nintendo's going into a bit of a decline. Their sales are going up. Kinect was a success last holiday.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of reason to rock the boat, which is why it's a disappointing press conference, because you want to see something new, something different.
Yeah, and I think the only thing there was like Halo 4, which was teased very briefly at the end.
A new trilogy on
Xbox
Xbox 360. So that's open to interpretation, but that seemed like they were suggesting you're not throwing away this box anytime soon.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of the things. Like, surely they can't actually get
more
it together
games
to release 3 Halo games.
No way. That's not going to happen. I mean, that thing, granted, if they're saying 2012 for that thing, that definitely means no console next year. Let's be realistic, we're not going to get another 6 or 8 years out of that thing, right? Right?
Got it. You can't stop it. Get up. Come on, get up.
I hope.
Right?
I kind of hope not. I don't know.
Did you notice the subtle rebranding that's going on within that division of Microsoft?
Microsoft Studios.
Microsoft Studios.
It's Microsoft Interactive Entertainment is where Don Matrick's getting introduced from, and then Microsoft Studios instead of Game Studios. And like they had that executive the other day talking about like 40% of all Xbox use is non-gaming related.
And that's only going to go up with all the stuff that they're rolling out, like YouTube.
Yep.
Finally.
Like UFC.
The fine print there was like concept only, so none of that was even real.
Oh.
But
So it's like they had a meeting with some slideshows.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just
we could do this.
Do you want to throw the ESPN stuff over UFC footage? I mean, some people vote on fights, right? Just like they vote on football games. Yeah, all right, sure.
Dana White came in and kicked everybody in the face until it happened. Yeah.
It's like, so biggest star there, Dana White or Ice-T. Like, come on.
I'm going to go with Tim Schafer.
Hey. Hello.
Finally, someone calling out the
somewhat to
creepy
what I
fake
know
family.
Unleash the simulated family.
Like Skittles Revenge or something up there for that Disney game.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at those mermaids! Dark waterfalls!
I love that Ice-T didn't have like a script up there. Like I kept looking because we could directly
at an
see
angle to the teleprompter. They went so off script.
Ease game on. Like didn't say like he skipped like whole chunks of his script, like announcing features. He would just like, well, no, I'm not gonna do it. And you would just see the teleprompter go like, woo, 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 as they were just skipping ahead to where they were supposed to be.
It seemed like there were a lot of kind of teleprompter issues throughout. I noticed like when Ubisoft was up there, it seemed like there was some.
It was scrolling smoothly. I don't know.
Glenn Schofield is having real trouble getting his sentences out.
Well, the whole Modern Warfare 3 demo seemed like at some point it flipped to video when those batteries died, because it came back a little too quick to gameplay, and the audio came back burst and stuff like that.
Well, that is Microsoft's go-to backup.
What did you guys think of the Kinect stuff in Mass Effect and Ghost Recon? I mean,
Ghost Recon, when is this going to go up? After the Ubisoft press conference, right? So Ghost Recon Future Soldier seems terrible.
right?
And I played it with a controller. Like the Kinect stuff is not going to save that game. Like those are all menus that I navigated with a controller, and it worked just fine.
I thought
I don't need to go to make the gun whip apart.
I thought it was telling that when they went to test the guns, they just went into like a virtual reality like testing field.
I imagine that's just part of the gunsmith mode. Is
But also, like, what was
not
this?
show the game?
like firing by going like this. Like if they're gonna do finger tracking, do finger tracking if you're really gonna do it.
I don't know.
Like this back here, like jazz hands to fire a gun. Like not cool.
If Gunsmith was some sort of like downloadable like Kinect Labs thing, like hey, play around with this thing in the Ghost Recon universe, but the idea that they're trying to sell this as you're gonna get immersed in the experience.
Right.
Like this is something you'd load up for 5 minutes.
The main issue with that is at the end of it you play Future Soldier, which looks rough.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it looks rough.
the game's been like, I'm told, like rebooted 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like
it
at
shows.
this point, it seems like guys just put it out. It's
together.
the next Rainbow Six game's a couple years off. Like just
A lot of perhaps too many very guided first-person Kinect experiences.
Rail stuff.
The new Fable game, that Crytek game, Rise, I guess it's called, the Star Wars game even. It's just It's all a lot of like.
Everyone's
really
making Infinity Blade.
Not really telling your guy where to go, yeah. Or I played Cross Swords on the Neo Geo like 15 years ago.
Like
that was pretty cool then.
I thought at least the Mass Effect stuff was like I don't think I'll use it, but in terms of using and leveraging Kinect, I was like,
it's an
that's
inoffensive, kind of cool way to do it. Like tactically, if you don't have to pause the game to order people around, like that could be really cool.
You let them die?
You're the smartest scientist I know. You couldn't save them?
It seemed weird where he was like saying the line of dialogue,
Yeah.
and then Shepard picks it up and kind of, but he doesn't even say that line.
Yeah.
You know, they never say the line exactly when you make the choice. So just that seemed kind of weird. Maybe it'll be less weird if you're just sitting there doing it. But
I don't need her trust.
I'm Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy.
Halo Anniversary got announced finally.
Yeah.
looks like Halo remaster.
Yeah.
Like I want to play that game
Yeah.
again. So like I'm looking forward to that.
That
like,
should be like a for the fans, $30 sort of thing, $40 sort of thing.
I just finished Halo: The Fall of Reach, so I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my guess is that price point thing will be something we don't actually know for a long time
Yeah.
as they try and figure
Figure
out.
out like what they can get away
We
with.
could do 60.
Yeah,
we
but-
could, but that would be kind of douchey to actually pull that off.
And of course, Halo 4.
I'm here.
Yeah, how would you guys have felt about Halo 4 if you didn't know about it?
They announced a trilogy, which again I thought we were done doing that.
Yeah.
I mean it's Halo, so they'll.
Especially when you put out a game called Halo 4 and call it a trilogy, like it's just at that point.
I just like is Halo going to become the new Final Fantasy? Like, are they really going to call it 4, 5, 6, or like
yeah, I don't know.
Halo 6 just sounds sort of weird.
This would have been a good choice, a good time for them to branch it off and say like, all right, this is the continuing adventures of Master Chief.
The first Halo game started with subtitles, so you just restart this with a new Halo : something.
Yeah, I guess I could have done
Good way
that.
to kick this back off.
Yeah.
Well, what is
Or-
the action at this point? Like they
He
solved
goes
that-
into weird white wormhole, and
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
side there are things to shoot.
I guess. Okay, sure. Like done.
Right? I mean,
Crap, you just spoiled the whole plot.
Sorry. But I thought the whole thing of them of Cortana waking up Master Chief was like
Yeah.
well done. Like
Yeah.
as teasers go, I thought
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yep.
And also, Microsoft's not one to usually announce games that are that far off. Like, they
Right.
usually focus on what's coming this
I
holiday.
mean, when you look at like all the other stuff they had, I bet there was just some call at relatively late game call of just like, dude, this is looking. We got to throw something in here,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, imagine if they hadn't had that. How would you have felt about that press conference?
would have been just like, oh.
Yeah.
It was safe. Like, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to argue against it, given that it doesn't, like, to a certain extent, it doesn't matter. Like, they
Right.
have the community, they have the games. Like,
I mean, they are the de facto third-party platform at this point. Like,
Yes.
people will buy that console just to buy all those games.
like Sony is selling better, but they really, in a lot of respects, aren't much competition for what Microsoft is doing, and a lot of the community and multiplayer stuff. So it's just, yeah, they need someone to challenge them,
Yeah.
and that's not really happening right
Well,
now.
our ride to EA is here, so we are going to get in the van and keep moving. They're up there, so we got to go. We'll be back after EA, I guess.
Maybe.
Ah! Sorry. All right, we're here just after the Electronic Arts press conference, where Cell Signal is at a premium. There's a black hole here at the Orpheum. No word must escape other than the official word of EA if you go inside their press conference. But they showed, I don't know, Mass Effect 3.
I think the official word is Origin.
Oh, Origin.com.
Yeah.
Is it available there on Origin.com?
I think that's where it's available.
Wait, where is it
If
available?
I had to guess, it would be at Origin.com.
Origin.com.
Yes.
Got it. Wait,
On the internet.
.com.
www.
Got it. Thank you.
.origin.com.
Yeah, a little rail shooting in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I need rail shooting in my Mass
I don't think
Effect
I
3.
think I don't need rail shooting in anything anymore, and to see it there was pretty.
Yeah.
So what all that footage needed was Shepard embracing and kissing a woman or a man.
Okay.
That's an option now.
Sure.
To offset the
Yeah.
action,
Yes.
something to say like there is drama, gravitas,
Yes.
other than just
Yes.
like big metal Spider-Man thing
Right.
getting orbital cannoned and.
That thing
And that
sounds
sort of
great.
stuff.
I love the sound of the giant Reaper thing, like that weird digital. That was the most affecting part of the Mass Effect 3 stuff that they showed. Other than that, what else did we see? We saw
Need for Speed, you get
Need
out
for
of the car.
Speed, The Run, get out of the car.
Literally the run.
Run. Yeah, run.
Start running.
Who
Hit
could
X,
have? Who
hit
could have
X,
seen?
Hit X on the
yeah,
controller.
he was hitting
and
X
then
on the
hit
controller
triangle.
to run.
And then hit triangle again. And then wait. Triangle.
What should I do after that?
Then L&R.
Oh yeah, then LNR to grab, obviously. That's
when they first showed the screenshots of dude out of the car, I was just immediately shaking my head because I played the Spy Hunter game where you got out of the car as The Rock. But what they showed there, like if they're just stringing together crazy action car sequences with like quick time stuff, like that's not the most effective.
like to give you a story-based reason to suddenly be in a cop car.
Yeah.
I guess.
Warm up to it, Jeff. Come on.
Just
No.
remember, Need for Speed Undercover was the last Need for Speed games these guys made.
Right. Yeah.
So I think step up. I see promise.
I don't know.
Let's
man.
move on.
Next game.
Oh yeah, another Old Republic trailer.
It was just a mashup of 3 Old Republic trailers.
Yeah.
Yo.
And
Play the
he came out.
game,
He came
I
out and said,
guess,
"This is like
I
just
guess.
play it. I can't. What more
Sure.
can I say about it?"
I'm not going to convince you to play it. Just play it.
I know.
And
Not even playing
I
it.
have played that game like relatively recently, and I've made up my mind as well.
All right.
I don't want to play that game. I've played that game. I don't want to play that game. It's like people ask us, why didn't we make KOTOR 3? We did. No. Oh. Yeah. It's.
SSX.
Oh, SSX.
SSX now just SSX. They dropped the deadly whatever stuff. They talked a good game about scanning a lot of the background to create the courses.
NASA.
Yes, NASA. They said NASA.
Scan the NASA.
So I guess that whole thing is, they literally are trying to scan every mountain with, topographical
Yes, data.
And be able to figure out which mountains are fun in terms of real life stuff and actually like base their tracks off of real mountains.
Sean Coons is jumping up and down as we speak.
Is he? I don't know. I can't even
no,
tell.
I can feel
It's
it.
like,
I
yeah.
can feel it. Insomniac has a new game.
Yeah, Overstrike.
That looks
I thought
pretty awesome.
that was a cool trailer.
Yeah.
It gave you a good sense of like what the characters are and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
not so much what the gameplay is, but it'll be third person, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
And it has a giant fake Terminator
Yeah.
with like goat legs. I was into that.
And crazy weapons, because that's
Yeah.
what Insomniac does.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like almost like a single player Team Fortress sort of way.
Yeah,
It had
yeah.
a similar visual flair and.
I really liked the look of the characters. I thought that
it's
they
like,
were.
It's like more realistic than Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
The Terminator specifically looked like that was just taken out of the Ratchet universe.
Right,
But
right.
the like main dude has like jaw down to here. It's really cool. It's like a little bit stylized.
Yeah.
Crown jewel though for the whole press conference though was the lengthy Battlefield 3
Dude, that game.
demonstration. They showed a couple of quick cut stuff, little trailery bits, but then this tank sequence that went on forever. That was a long ass demo. I will say this: that was the first time that I've taken an extended look at Battlefield 3. That game looks amazing.
Yeah.
That game looks unlike anything I've ever
mean,
seen as far as the fidelity goes.
Like they're trotting out these lines about like tomorrow's tech on today's consoles or whatever. Like that's accurate.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what future games.
Granted, they were
look
showing
like.
that on the PC.
Yeah.
So
that's the only place you could do that right now.
Absolutely, but that was very, very impressive visually. But that was also an extremely slow-moving demo. But I think contrast that with Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, totally.
Their whole thing right now needs to be like drawing a line, saying Modern Warfare is over there, Battlefield is over here. Like they're going crazy over the top for everything. Like we still have some semblance of realism.
The crazy part though is when you show what was that, like 15 minutes? 10 minutes? 10 minutes of a tank driving up the sand, occasionally stop to shoot a tank.
But it was the best looking tank driving through
I
the desert
can't
you've
decide
ever
which
seen.
side of that line I want to be on anymore. I probably don't want to be on the Modern Warfare side of the line, but I don't know that I want to be there either.
Well,
I don't.
I thought actually that brief snippet of the multiplayer they showed, like there was that very brief teaser where you
Yeah.
saw like that actually looked way more interesting because there was like destructible environments, like
Right.
subways were kind of getting wrecked while you were playing against players. That seemed way more interesting than 10 minutes of like a tank, which would be fun if I'm piloting that tank.
Right.
But I don't really want to watch someone else pilot a slow tank for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that seemed like a hilarious joke at the end. Like, hey, check out this Battlefield.
I think we have to get out of
Get
here.
out of here. I think they're closing.
Okay,
the
they're
gates.
closing,
yeah,
they're closing the
you're-
gates. They're also making 2 new football games, one of each.
Yeah. Both kinds.
Yeah.
Great job, Jeremy.
All right, we're here. It's after the aftermath of the Sony press conference.
Wherever here is, I don't know.
At this point, he realistically reaches back into his quiver.
What is this, the Olympic Sports Arena?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Anyway, we were sitting up in there seeing Sony talk about the future of the PlayStation 3 and the Vita.
$249. $249. Yeah.
$299 if you want 3G with AT&T.
Although it's weird, like everybody's reacting positively, but how many years has it been since $300 seemed like a lot for a handheld? Because that's what the PSP was.
I mean, I get excited when gas is under $4.
Fair enough.
Like,
sure.
Make some. I mean, for everyone, going in expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were saying it'd be twice that.
Yeah. Unless Nintendo goes for a real aggressive price drop.
Yeah,
like,
which
it's like apples and apples this holiday.
Yeah.
Which one are you gonna get?
Exactly, and I mean the 3DS is hasn't had a great launch, so this is probably Sony smelling blood in the water. They're like, fuck, we can get in there and do something.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Of course they showed some games.
Of course, while tapping edges to climb is fun, tapping an enemy to perform a stealth takedown is more fun.
A lot of 3D in that press conference. What do you think of the announcement of the TV?
Obviously, the whiz-bang feature is that like kind of two-player, like one guy sees this, one guy sees that.
Comes with a truly unique technology that allows two people playing a game to see individual, unique, full-screen images rather than a split-screen image. It's like having two separate TVs in one.
Feels like the clock is ticking for that stuff. If by this time next year people are not like universally excited about 3D games, put a bullet in it. I think it's done.
Nice shot, Jeremy.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Or it just becomes a bullet point. Man, now I got two mics. I don't have that much to say.
3D mics.
Stereoscopic mics.
Up close and personal.
Oh, also, how bad did Resistance 3 look?
Oh man,
pretty bad.
A little rough.
Pretty
a little
bad.
rough. I don't know.
Yeah, you notice EA gets Ted Price.
Yeah.
Sony. He's here somewhere.
The day that Insomniac announced their new multi-platform franchise.
Yeah, that looked real rough. I thought Uncharted looked real nice.
Yeah.
Was that stuff you had seen before, or?
No, that was all new to me. That trailer might be trailer of E3 so far.
I wonder what you're really afraid of.
Bioshock, man.
Dude.
For a day where we've kind of had tepid responses to basically everything, I watched that trailer and I was like, oh, this is... Yeah.
So you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that's all the stuff that's cut together from all the stuff that I saw. Yeah. So the theater presentation that they'll be giving at the show has like all of that stuff in it, but it's all connected. It's all kind of one sequence, and it ends with that Songbird stuff with them getting her and flying the fuck away.
How about Irrational getting in bed with Sony though? Did you see that coming?
No, it's funny. When I was out there last year to see the game and talk to Ken Levine, he was asking me a lot of questions about the move.
Yeah.
It was like the week it was coming out, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I mean, what do you think of this thing? Is it any good? I'm like, I don't know. Like, the potential's there. I mean, it's obviously like more capable than we. Just kind of giving him the rundown on it. And he was like, well, and I started telling him about Ruse, how Ruse was, had the RTS like mouse and keyboard. He's like, all right, I'll have to get one of these things to see what's up.
And the first thing we noticed is that the damn thing kind of looks like a DualShock. It's got all the cool buttons and everything.
Kind of gave a pretty compelling case. Like, even though, I was like, yeah, maybe Ken Levine's right. Maybe that isn't so bad.
Ken Levine could probably convince you that anything is awesome.
Those guys seem smart. I mean, they seem good at making games.
Who's going to say no to more Irrational games?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Exactly. Street Fighter Cross Tekken for Vita looked a little, I don't know, and they're getting into the guest character thing, which I'd never liked. With the dude from Infamous in there. I wonder if they'll turn up the PS3 version also, or if that's just for Vita. That seems a little weird considering Infamous isn't on the Vita, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I also really love how Sony just completely undermined transparring. Like that, like as though it was like no big deal. Like, oh, and then you can do this. Like maybe that's why Kojima made such a big deal about it, because he just had to make a thing like there was this big thing.
Because this week is going to be like, oh no, I mean it just does that. I mean it's not like a big deal. We don't have to. We can transfer. We don't even have to transpar.
We're not paying extra for the trademark.
It's not Jack Tretton out there with cardboard going like, all right, you start with here, and then it locks out, and then you go here. And then, can I show you this Snatcher concept art? Like, I wish they would have announced a date for Vita,
Yeah.
but this holiday, so.
They didn't say this year.
Yeah.
So it's before Christmas, and I think they're definitely setting themselves up for like 3DS isn't selling as well as Nintendo expected. They think that they can swoop in, hopefully, with like the tech. I'm still not convinced, even though it's competitive, that people are still going to be interested. I don't think that's a Sony thing, Nintendo thing. I just think
it's a handheld game.
Yes, I just think that people have moved on.
I don't know if AT and fucking T is going to help anything.
And we'll be partnering with AT&T as the exclusive carrier for PlayStation Vita in the United States.
That's one of my new top 5 favorite press conference reactions.
Oh my
People
God.
Like groans from there, laughter, from there, and then it just started spreading.
Yep.
And you see the look on his face, he's like, here we go. Fucking AT&T. As I was in the middle of typing on my phone going, this fucking piece of shit network, I can't send anything out. What the fuck? And then they're like, perfect. Fucking perfect.
I was sitting there going, don't be AT&T.
I knew
don't be AT&T. And then obviously goes, bam. It's like, ah. Like, you know, that's what everyone was saying. Like, don't be Verizon. Be Verizon. Ah.
Anybody.
I've never seen an audience groan or be disappointed collectively. Like, you'll get pockets of people going like, what, but like a whole audience of just, no.
If I can get all tested.com for a second, this just occurred to me, but AT&T is the biggest GSM carrier here.
Right.
If they're doing GSM, then they can use the same chips all over the world. Verizon uses CDMA, nobody else, no other country.
Uses it,
so like it makes technical sense for them to go with AT&T.
And then AT&T's buying T-Mobile, so there's no point in going with them because they're just going to be the same thing soon enough anyway. And what are you going to go with, Sprint? No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess that was Sony.
I guess that's Sony.
Yeah.
They got drinks here and all this other stuff, but instead we're going to leave. That seems like I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess.
Go.
I don't know.
This is a Microsoft thing. We got to go play games.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God.